Hey guys, Jacob with Mortgage Coach. Just wanted to give you a quick walkthrough here on how to install an export template in Encompass 360 so that you can export your data to a CSV sheet and then import it into Analyze. As you're probably aware, the current method of exporting from Encompass 360 would be to export a Fannie Mae document, and that works for single file occasions, but if you want to do it in mass, this is how you do it. So first things first, you're going to need to email us over at support@mortgagecoach.com so that we can send you a copy of this export report that we've created. Once you get this email from us, then you're going to start this process. What you want to do is you're going to actually save this file to this particular location. Let me zoom in. This particular location on the host computer where you installed Encompass 360. So you may need to contact your IT admin to find out where your Encompass data folders are, but you're going to want to save this to this location. So I'm going to show you how this looks. So what we're going to do is I'm going to browse to the computer that I know that I installed the Encompass host on, and that's my Windows 7 machine. I'm going to go into the Encompass data folder. Then I'm going to double click on data. My next step is to double click on reports. Then I'm going to go into company wide. Then I'm going to go into loan reports. Now you'll see a bunch of XML templates here. What you're going to do is you're going to drag the one from your email straight into this folder. And the way to do that is you can actually just kind of overlap them just like I'm doing here. And when you click on your email, you can left click on the attachment, hold the mouse button down, drag it, and drop it into this location. Once you've got it dropped in there, this report is now going to appear in your Encompass 360. So I'm going to go ahead and start Encompass 360 and show you what this looks like. Okay, so here's my Encompass 360, and I'm not logged in as an admin right now, so basically what I did is I dropped in that Analyze Export report. Now I'm going to come back into Encompass. I'm going to go to the Reports tab up here, and once this populates, you'll see that the new report on the bottom, Analyze Export Report, will appear. Left click on that guy. And then you can actually go through these if you want. If you want to specify different folders to import from, for instance, if you only wanted to pull from completed loans or whatever folders you have listed here, that's perfectly acceptable. But I'm just going to select the completed loans and my pipeline. Then I'm going to hit Generate Report. And what this does is this is just going to export the data to Excel. So once we get it into Excel, we're going to save it as a CSV, and then we can actually import it. But you can see that it already maps everything out for you. Everything's got names all over it. You'll see that there's a bunch of fields called Do Not Map This Field. And the reason for that is those are simply fields I had to use for calculation purposes to get this to work right for you. But the idea behind this is you don't need to do any data modification on here. All you're going to do is save this as a CSV file. So to do that, go up to your Start button up at the top, or if you're running an older version of Office, go to the File menu, then choose Save As. And what you're going to do is you want to save it somewhere where you can find it. So I'm going to put it on the desktop. And I'm going to make this one a CSV, and this is actually pretty important. The Save As type here, and maybe I should zoom in so I can show you this. The Save As type, instead of an Excel workbook, you actually want to save this as a CSV document. And you can do that by just typing in a C, and it'll automatically select that for you. So then you choose CSV, and you can see I've got a bunch of different ones already in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this one. I'm going to call this one Analyze Export. Then I'm going to hit Save. We get a couple of messages here. Just go ahead and hit OK, and then yes. That's just to save the Excel workbook as a CSV. Now once you've got this saved, you can go ahead and close that. Don't need to save it again, so I'm going to hit No. I'm done on the Encompass side, so now I'm going to go over to Analyze, and we're going to import this guy. So to do that, in Analyze, under the Client screen, select Import Data. Now once this populates, select CSV as your source, then hit Next. Your next step is to browse for the file, so you want to hit the Browse button here. Now I defaulted it to my desktop, so that happens to be where I saved my Analyze export that I just did, so I'm going to select that one. Now once it pulls it in, you're going to see it'll map most of the fields. There's going to be a couple called Do Not Map, which are perfectly acceptable. You don't want those mapped. But you won't need to map any fields here. I've already done this for you. It's all set up and ready to go. Anyone that says do not map this field, please do not map that field. So you can just leave these as they are. then hit the import button. Now it'll take a minute depending on how many clients you have in your list here, but I only had a few. But it'll populate the list, and you can actually cherry pick them if you want, or you can just select all of the ones in the list. You can use the select all button, whichever you choose. So in this case, I'm just going to import the top two so you can see what it looks like. I'm going to hit next, then finish. Now in order to get back over here, I'm going to go to my clients list, and I've got a giant list in here, but let me see if I can find one of the files. Okay, so here's one of the ones I actually just imported, and you can tell that it says it's imported from CSV, so you know where it came from. The good part about doing it this way is it pulls over all the details from Encompass straight into your Analyze worksheet. So it created a property for us, even though it was actually different from the mailing address. We've got the mortgage, if there was a mortgage. This one brought in a blank mortgage because there was nothing assigned yet. Any liabilities, had you pulled the credit or had this been an old closed file where you already had credit pulled, it'll bring over all the liabilities for you. So that's pretty much the ticket on it. The first step is make sure you save that XML document to the correct folder on your Encompass host machine. And once you do that, you'll have the report selectable in Encompass. And you can run the export report, then save that document as a CSV file, and then run the CSV importer in Analyze. If you have any questions on it, give us a call over here at Mortgage Coach, or send us an email, I should say, and we'd be more than happy to help. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.